And Joe's going to ask her 6 questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And go, so go ahead. It's all
You know,
yours.
honestly, like as I listened to you and your story, a lot more questions actually popped up. You know, so one of the questions is, you know, what advice would you give to someone who's basically struggling to discover their purpose in life?
Like I say earlier, everything's possible. Just think what you're good and capable to doing, what is coming to your mind, and what you have strong skills. I told my kids, it's up to you. I will support you, whatever you do. And that's, I think, for the people, if they have a support, it's easy. But if they don't have support, maybe look for support. Look for something that somebody can help you or give you advice. Like from my own view, I was desperate to look for help for that kind of, and also remember in my country back, say the tree has a branches, grab whatever you can't, and maybe one of the branches will hold you, but maybe someone will break it and you fall on the ground, but you have to keep doing it to you not stay holding on one of them that will be you accomplished or that will be you success. You have to. Correct.
Holds on to you.
Correct.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Yes. Yes.
What advice would you give to all the refugees all over the world during this time?
I feel, their pain and don't give up. Longer you have your head on the shoulders, everything's miracle and possible, or everything doors can be open for you. I always my expression is when I was doing the hold this war and convention camp and hold this torturing stuff, I say longer I have my head on my shoulders, I think that's what keep me going and I have something to think, what is the next. Mm-hmm. So for the refugee right now, it's just use your judgment, use your guts, use your strength, how much you have in there, because you have to, I understand sometimes you give up and you don't have that kind of energy anymore because everything around you, it's dark. But after dark comes light.
After dark comes light. It's beautiful.
Whew, got the chills.
Thank you. You mentioned before when you came to San Francisco, you felt totally lost, right? So
Right.
there's always immigrants coming in here. Like, what advice would you give them when they're lost?
Just like in myself, I'm going from my point of view. I was lost because coming to the bigger city, not lost in my what I want to do and how I want to start my life. I was lost just where to pick the pieces, how to go. I think it just to think on that moment what to start, where to go. Maybe go where is feeling you the comfortable, that you feel in the comfortable environment, and then start thinking from there, which makes for my experience, it was the city. I'm not city. I'm country. I even think if I go to Napa, I will be maybe better success right now. But how I know that time, right? So you just have to think what is the environment that you can pick to lift you and start doing it. Like I was thinking the smaller city, the different environment, it will be better for me. It's not the bigger city. So it's just you have to decide on that time where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and what you can't do. So I just, from my point of view, it was like start from one day on the time.
One day at a time. Gotcha. I know that since you work so hard, I mean, there are a lot of, single mothers or mothers out there working so hard. What are some of the things that you do to basically have like some self-care practices, like at the end of the night, or, basically recharge your batteries? Do you do any of that?
I don't think that I think that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because my kids say that I have more energy or 20 years old. I don't know how, but it just, my mind keep going. It just, I have to do it. And I put myself, it was moments when I worked for 16, 18 hours a day, and my kids was little. And I will come or leave early in the morning, come late in the night. But as soon as I came, I will go to my kids' room and talk to them. And his dad will say, what are you talking to them for an hour? And I say, but if one thing stay in their brain, they will be good on this world. So I was spending the time like that with them, because I would not have be time to be mom and stay with home mom. So I was spending the time talking to them and tell them how the life is here and how I work hard and this is what I have to do. And also tell them that if you work hard, you've been accomplished something. So that's was goal, and I did it. I still work hard. I still been gone. But my joy was when I come home, I have my home. I have my 2 kids and now grandkids, and then extra my 2 kids, then my 3 kids, then my now my 2 grandchildren. Even I don't have so much time to spend with my kids when they grow up, to my grandkids right now. But I think they have the vibe of me, how I am, and when I'm going to garden, my grandchildren came and shuffle with me. So they're picking up like, grandma doing this, we can doing this. Or my kids, when they was young, whatever I do, they come and they want to learn. So I think, and also they are hard workers too, like me. I think they realize that the hard work is paid off.
Yeah, and I want to say something, because a lot of times parents think they have to spend all kinds of time with their kids, but most of the time they waste time. They watch TV. They're not present with their kids. You didn't spend a lot of time because you're busy, but the time you spent with them was probably more quality than hours that other parents spend with their kids. And you were mentoring them. And not only that, it was the example.
Right.
Kids don't do what you say. They do what you do. And they all saw your example your whole life, and that's what they followed.
I have to say that I heard this over and over for my friends and the people that I met here, the people that never know me. And we met here in Refugee. And there's the community down in San Jose of Bosnians. And they say, look at my kids and look at my whole life. They say, if I can give sample to my kids like you, that you raise your kids and working that hard and give them the life they have and the respect they have for people, and they are social. And you have to understand that my kids doesn't have a family here growing up. So wherever I was going, I was carrying my kids with me. Yeah. I go, if I have my client and I have to drive him someplace, I put my kids in the car and drove. And I remember one time I have an Alzheimer's man who was memory loss, and he turned around and he asked me, where you pick up these kids? And I said, they're mine. I've been driving with me. And I give them also the some kind of picture what I do and how I do, and also that was the time that we spent together too. And that's basically, I think that I did best I could. Like I say, I told my kids, mom has to go to work, because when you ask for something, I will give it to you. That's why I'm working hard. I explain my kids also from beginning, when even they're little, I said, remember we came here, you don't have a chocolate, you don't have a shoes, you don't have nothing. Now mom has to go work hard, but you have to also work hard. You have to school, you have to go to school, be good study. And I say, whatever you ask me to do, I will buy for you because I have money, but also I want to accomplish from you. So it was always giving, taking.
Give and take, yeah. So they can earn it.
And
right?
they earn it. And that's what my kids was growing up with. And there was good students. There was good kids. I never have problems. And like I said, they accomplished in their lives. And I think watching me and backing on my community, they always say, I raise my head off of my head and come to you and say, good job.
That's
good
awesome.
job.
So you have the respect of your community as well.
Yes.
That's
yes,
amazing.
Because like I say, I go to visit my friends. I will take my kids. Even to today, I have my friends coming visit me. My both son, which is sitting with my friends and visit.
Yeah.
And they say, you cannot find 18, 16, 25, 32 visiting with mother and going with mother wherever mother goes.
That's very rare.
And that's not. And my kids, if they have their friends, they ask me to join them. They say, oh, my mom's funny. Come on, bring my mom. So that's how we have a bond. And my family, that we just like, doesn't matter if we visit age 80 or 20 or 15, we just all, then they are not growing up like, oh, I don't want to hang with you because you're too old. My kids hang with, even my grandkids now, my 7 years old grandson, he's sitting with adults and picking up what we're talking. And I said, that's exactly generation not changing, because my kids was 7 years old when they're visiting with all adults, because I don't have a place to leave my kids. I have to bring them wherever I go. So I go visit my friends, 6 adults, 2 kids. They're sitting with adults. And now my grandkids sitting with adults.
It's example. Like, I mean, you showed them the whatever it takes mentality. You taught them how to be socialized at a very young age, because I mean they had to.
Right.
So they learned social skills at a very young age with adults and all these people. So now they can probably talk to anybody.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. It's when I take my grandson when he was little to my clients and to visit with me, they say, bring your grandson. And he say hi to everybody. He was so comfortable, like he know them forever. And they say, we never see 4 or 5 years old age that he's talking like that. But that's because we introduce him. And like I say, they hang with the adults or older people in the young age. That's how my kids was. That's how my grandkids. And that's how I give them, open the world. It's not that you have to hang out with your only friends and think that's the only people.
Yeah.
You can be any generation and feel yourself and be social, and I think learn more. I think it's learning too, through the, be younger, to be with old people. If you learn something, they will be good for you.
Yeah, I have all kinds of friends, adults, younger, my age. I think that's a good way to learn about the world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking about kids, if you were a child again, like, what do you think you would be doing? What are some of the favorite things you would like to do if you were a kid again?
I really don't know on that answer, because I never thought about what I can do. I maybe will do same thing because I miss my childhood, growing up and play with my generation.
Right.
But then on the other thing is, I grew up and be adult from being a kid and being adult and being responsible. And I think that part I skip. And I don't think I can say if I go back what I will be do, because I think that was wiped from me.
Yeah.
I I don't know. Maybe I will do same over. Because that's, I think, the
You would
person I
still
was.
be a provider,
Yes.
like at an early age,
Yes.
basically,
Yes.
serving your family, other people.
Yes, because I don't know nothing other, because I'm still, my mother and father I was their responsibility. I was their statue. My two brothers live back home, but they lean on me, hold my family. So I'm their statue. I'm their whatever decision, whatever I am deciding, because they always ask me advice. They always ask me, what you think is, what is good, what is bad. They not do anything without me. And I tell them, I'm looking like a continue mother, because I was, raising them from the young and then my kids, and then I'm still with my brothers and my whole family, just giving advice, and I think main leader. And even in my own family and my kids and my household, everything's like, my nickname is Julia Blondie. Julia, nobody called me mom in my house. Nobody called me Nana. The grandkids call me Nana. But my kids, barely one of the blue moon say mom or mama. They say Julia. And I have nicknames since I was, I don't know, maybe young age. That's calling Blondie in my country. And my ex-husband or my husband was always calling me Julia. And my kids pick up, and my brothers and my whole family, even my daughter-in-law, she called me same nickname. So every time something's going on, they all come, Julia, what next? And they all ask for advice.
What does Julia mean?
Blondie.
Blondie. Oh, okay. So, but you're like the matriarch of the family.
I think I am.
That's awesome.
I have one last question.
Okay.
So let's say, like, at the end of your life, right? What do you think will be your, like, most biggest, proudest moment that you've done in your life?
There's a couple of them, but the biggest one is coming here and take that big step to just leave everybody behind me. I have to understand I left everything and just my family. And that was the big decision. But like I say, either break it or make it. So I made it.